have is Kyle Shannon. Yeah, woo! Kyle's great. I thought he reminded me kind of Kevin Smith the first time that I met him. He's an amazing storyteller. He was one of the starters for agency.com back in '95. Apparently it's a big deal. I don't understand technology. He did say one of the things that he's most grateful for, and I don't remember any of the words except the last one, his kind and loving, and I believe, well, I know he said saucy wife. So give it up for the saucy wife. And may I have a big round of applause, please, for Kyle.
Hello, storytellers. Yeah. We're all storytellers. Well, we were all storytellers. See, storytelling is a lost art, which is weird because for millions of years, storytelling was a core part of who we were. It was a core part of human existence. Without storytelling, you didn't know where the food was or how to keep the fire going. Storytelling is what created culture, and as we get to the 19th century, it becomes currency in society, the great age of letter writing. What also happened in the 19th century, the 1800s, was the Industrial Revolution. And what gets invented are a bunch of things that are really powerful for storytelling. Cinema, photography, telephony. And some of this stuff seemed kind of pointless at the time. This is a film called George Ott's Sneeze. And you would pay a nickel to go into a Nickelodeon to watch George Ott sneeze. That was entertainment. And yet, in the century and the 5 generations from 1890 to 1990, we transformed from storytellers as a core part of who we are to story consumers. We started consuming stories. We started letting other people tell our stories in remarkable ways, and we watched. And over 5 generations, the skills and the power of storytelling slowly drifted out of the core of our being and what we needed to live in society. So what did we lose from that? Well, we lost the ability to tell the difference between talking and storytelling. So when someone rambles on a lot, you're like, could you stop? It's not storytelling. You know, they don't know story structure. But here we are, as Yogi Berra would say, it's deja vu all over again. We just turned the new millennium. There's all these interesting technologies coming on. I'd like to take us on a little journey, a little technology journey, starting when I was a kid in junior high. And in the 1970s, I learned to program BASIC on a Trash 80, and an Atari 2600, and I killed Space Invaders, and I bragged about it. And in the 1980s, anyone remember that? But you could connect with people that knew what you knew all over, and then in the 90s the web came, and it was cool, and that was Amazon's first site, and God was it ugly, but you know, hey. That was a magazine that my wife and I launched in 1994. The first article written about it was written in Paris. It was cool. It was the beginning, and then the noughts. I love that phrase, the noughts, because who says that? We get social media, Facebook shows up, and they make a movie about it. And then in 2007, Steve Jobs introduces the iPhone, and we see the first real smartphone, and storytelling tools go mobile. And you remember George Ott's Sneeze. This was a video of a little panda bear sneezing and scaring his mommy. It got 200 million views! And it's kind of awkward right now. Like, the wife takes a lovely self-portrait. Here you go, Daddy. This isn't Dad, it's Dan, Mom. So we're kind of figuring it out. And it's kind of painful, and it's kind of awkward, and it's kind of awesome. And we start to see within our friends and our group of friends, them starting to figure it out, going from oversharing to kind of sharing interesting stuff. Like Scott Kernel, my friend, decided to be happy for 100 days in a row and share about it. Cool! You know, bento boxes that look like Muppets. That's kind of storytelling and awesome. You know, and then there's big wins, right? The Arab Spring, a bunch of really tiny stories told well in a globally connected environment. That's transformative. That's magic. right? So we've got all these tools, we don't quite know what to do with them, but we're going to transition again from story consumers back to storytellers. And how long will it take? I don't know. But what I do know is what will make it happen is if you start to take the risk of authentically sharing your story and who you are and things that make you vulnerable. If that makes you feel icky inside, it should. We're 6 or 7 generations removed from knowing how to do this crap. But here's the deal. We're already all storytellers. We always have been. Except for that one little century where we weren't. Thank you very much.